Hi guys, welcome back to the Streets YouTube channel. I apologise for the lack of uploads recently. I was thinking that starting content midway through the season was not the best of ideas, so now that the season's over, videos will be coming thick and fast. Now on to the season. What an end to the season it was, what a final day. Everton escaping relegation by the skin of their teeth through that wonderful Abdoulaye Doucouré volley, which sent both Leeds and Leicester down. Manchester City revelled in the pressure while Arsenal felt the pressure. They struggled with their young squad to compete with Man City through the final few games of the season, which ultimately seen them drop off into second place. Liverpool's charge for top four came a little too late, which meant Manchester United and Newcastle filled those top four places. I have to give a mention also to Unai Emery, who got their Villa side from 15th in the Premier League when he took over from Steven Gerrard's miserable start, all the way up into 7th place, securing UEFA Conference football. And one last mention to Steve Cooper, who did the unthinkable in my eyes, got his Nottingham Forest team into the Premier League for this following season, having spent money on 20 plus players. Now, we've seen that in recent times with the likes of QPR and Fulham, that buying so many players and having them gel within the season is very, very difficult. So I can only commend Steve Cooper on the job he's done, keeping Nottingham Forest in that Premier League. So now, on to what this video is all about, and that is our end of season rewards. So the first reward we're going to go on to is the player of the season, which is everybody's player of the season. Has to be Erling Haaland. The guy is a freak. You just see by the amount of goals he's got, breaking records left, right and centre, a goal a game. They already had one of the best strikers the Premier League's ever seen in Sergio Aguero in recent years, and Erling Haaland has just come in and surpassed every single record there was at Man City and in the Premier League. So we have to only start there at Erling Haaland. He will be the player of the season. Now we move on to the young player of the season. In the PFA, it will be Erling Haaland as well, but for the fun of it, we're going to choose someone else, and we're going to use the PFA's same rules, and that the player has to be under 24 or 24. So we're going to choose Martin Odegaard. That player was instrumental in Arsenal's push this season. He was their captain, he was their leader, and he got vital goals and many assists in this season, which led them to a good second place finish. Then we're going to go on to the manager of the season, and that has to be Pep Guardiola. Once again, that is mainly due to his team is only the third team in history to have the opportunity to go for the treble, and Manchester United did it, and Pep Guardiola's Man City team have that opportunity to do it after securing the Premier League, to go on and win the Champions League final and the FA Cup final to secure that illustrious treble. Now, on to the breakthrough player of the season. Now this player is going to be a player which either came through an academy and it's their first season in the spotlight, or that got bought in the summer and wasn't expected to amount to what they have achieved this season. So this player is going to be Matoma from Brighton. He came in the summer for £2 million, and he's displayed excellent ability in most games this season. His ability on the ball, his dribbling, his scoring ability is phenomenal, and I think he will only get better. Whether he stays at Brighton, he might this season, but going past this season, I'm not sure. So he could only improve either this season at Brighton or going on to a bigger and better team next season. Now on to the signing of the season. Again, there's only one one player to look at, and that has to be Erling Haaland. He got brought in to do one reason. He got brought in for one reason and one reason only, and that was to win the Champions League. And they are one game away from doing so. I think they have a better opportunity this season than they did when they were in the final against Chelsea last season. Not last season, last time out. And I think that with the addition of Haaland, they have a very, very good opportunity to capture that first Champions League trophy. Now on to the goal of the season. Now this player left it very late in the season for me, and the goal of the season for me is going to be Enciso against Manchester City. I think the strike was so pure, it was so good on the eye to watch. You couldn't get any more in the top corner, and Ederson got nowhere near it. So it was just a goal that was so pleasing on the eye. For me, it had to be the goal of the season. And then finally, we go on to game of the season. Now, this one was a bit difficult because there's been many good games of the season, but I've gone and chosen the Liverpool versus Manchester United 7-0 scoreline. For me, it wasn't so much the game, because I feel like in the game Manchester United lost their heads, and if they wanted to and they kept their heads, the scoreline would have been much lower than it was. But it was mainly because the build-up, the build-up to the game, where Liverpool were going through something of a rut, something, they wasn't playing how they usually play. Manchester United were firing all cylinders. Top pundits were coming out and saying they believe Manchester United will go and win comfortably. But it just goes to show there's not many teams that can still come to Anfield, no matter how good or bad they're playing, and get that victory. So that wraps up my end of season rewards. So from now on, the videos will be coming thick and fast, and you can expect to see me within the next few days, possibly with the team of the season, I'd imagine. And then going forward from that would be the team of the season without the top 6 clubs. So I look forward to bringing you them, and until next time, I will see you soon. Peace.